everybody, Christopher Beast here, and in today's video I plan on covering what changes I think should be made to the TK system that exists in Elim. Elim is a great game mode that tries to emphasize more on the unique gunplay of Vigor and the team tactics that can be seen in modes such as duos and trios and bring it to the next level. It's a lot of fun with both randoms and your friends to be able to jump on, play some rounds of Elim as a good warm-up, or something to get a decent amount of XP for early grinding in the Battle Pass. However, Elim has a crucial flaw, and right now that crucial flaw is TKing. The TKing that exists in Elim is alarmingly prevalent, as most rounds you play in Elim will have someone on your team or on the other team purposely TK, which to a degree can ruin a match. While one TK isn't horrible, normally that would be just good luck, as most rounds you're going to see at least 1 to 2 to 3 purposeful TKs before the person that's doing it gets kicked from the round, basically throwing the entire game for you. If you don't know how this throws the game for you or how this is an issue, here's how. A 4v5, while a fair fight, is much harder to win than a 5v5, just objectively speaking through statistics. So if your teammate gets shot, that's an issue. The next issue is when someone purposely TKs, the team trust in the organization of the team rapidly decays, as everyone is now worried not only about the enemies in front of them, but also about the people that they're supposed to be teammates with. Regardless, to say this is a big issue for anyone who wants to take Elim seriously. And while I know a lot of people are going to say, well, the Elim servers are really bad, so it's hard to take it seriously. Elim is very easy to take serious, as during peak times, the servers aren't horrid. They're a little bad, but they're not bad enough to justify, writing it off like this. So that's the first part. But as I've already said, there is a system in the game that already exists, the devs' current response to this issue. And this system is horrible. The system requires, to my knowledge, it could be a lot more lenient or a lot harsher than this, 3 different kills on 2 to 3 different members of your team. I'm not entirely sure the exact number, but that's a lot of damage. I also have to note, you can shoot your teammates basically on an unlimited amount of time without getting removed, as long as you don't purposely TK. That's a huge issue. If I am playing a round and I get shot 9 times over the course of 6 rounds, by let's say even it's a Thompson every round, my HP is still going to be noticeably lower, which to a degree is throwing the round. My enemy team won't really have to deal with that. So what are some ways we could fix this? Well, first of all, would be the easiest way for the devs to do this would be just changing the parameters behind the kick. Instead of having it kick after 3 kills and the insane amount of damage that it is currently, you make it something like 120 damage. 120 damage is suggesting that in one round, you're getting 2 people down to 1 shot. That's quite low and kind of a bit ridiculous. You shouldn't really be doing that on purpose. So from there, you get kicked. Or you purposely kill 2 people, no matter who the 2 people are. Same person twice, or 2 different people. Either system, going straight to the kick, would help. However, there is an issue. Earlier I said a 4v5 is numerically just not fun. Well, getting a teammate kicked is numerically not fun. So while yes, the kick system, if increased, would partially resolve the issue, as I think it would heavily deter people from TKing in the first place, there would still be those who purposely TK or those who accidentally purposely TK, as, well, yes, 120 and 2 kills is a very much of a throwing of the game. It is possible to do accidentally, and having you be kicked for something so low could be argued that it's not the greatest idea. So moving on to the next idea we have is the vote kick. The vote kick is an idea that's becoming more and more popular in the community, and to be honest, I don't know why. To be honest, it's quite a bad idea. I'll give some examples of why it's a bad idea. The first thing is UI. In Vigor's case, most of its UI is, let's just call it special. In a lot of cases, it's very unique and quite clunky. Expecting something in the middle of a lobby that is vote kicking is a bit strange. Also, this system would have to have prerequisites to trigger, like, for example, the 120 damage that I mentioned earlier, or else you could literally just kick anyone for no reason. Because let's say I'm in a team of 4 friends, there's a 5th guy, I want my friends to get the XP at the end of the encounter. I shoot the random guy, or not even have to shoot him anymore. I can just vote kick him out of the game. And that's the other issue. Let's say I'm in a team with 4 friends, and I keep shooting a guy over and over and over again, and my team just keeps voting to keep me. Kind of an issue. However, maybe these issues that I perceive with vote kicking are not as prevalent as I would like to think, and perhaps this really would fix the issue we see. But in case it wouldn't, let's move on to the next solution. The next solution is mirrored damage. This is a popular one in other games, and many people have suggested it in Vigor as well. This would suggest that once you hit the 120 damage threshold, or whatever damage threshold the devs decide to go with, then from there, damage that you do to your teammates would be reflected back onto you. In my opinion, this is the best idea, but it has some flaws. Why is this the best idea? Well, you're not losing a teammate. That's just objective fact. You're not going to have to deal with the 4v5 situation anymore, and you're just not losing a teammate. The next thing is it heavily deters from those, as I mentioned earlier, accidental. Like, if I accidentally kill 3 of my teammates, it's kind of garbo. I'm kind of bad at the game, but at the very least, I get to continue playing. I just, one of the rounds will accidentally blow myself up because I had passed the threshold. A concept like this is also has its flaws, and these flaws are pretty simply put development. To expect the Vigor devs to put a completely brand new mechanic that's not just a UI thing, but a completely new damage model system in a mode that they haven't really done any updates to, almost 2 updates now, is a bit absurd. As much as I would love to say, yeah, the devs will 100% support an Elim damage mirror system, it is just unrealistic to expect it. The next system I want to get into is a system that wouldn't take place in the match. A lot of people have been suggesting that Elim gets what some other games have when you purposely TK, which is locking the player out of being able to play it for certain amounts of time. I don't see any large glaring flaws with this idea. I mean, some arguments have been made that it would hurt player count, but the reason people don't play Elim is because of TKers, so I don't really think player count is a valid argument or counter argument against this. You could simply have it so it runs the clock up, so TK once, get kicked from round or have the TK punishment on you once, you're banned for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at next time. I'm not entirely sure. That would have to be the intricacies of that would have to be decided by the devs. There would be some flaws if their intricacies are incorrect. For example, if you can get around being purposely barred from the mode just by one round not TKing and then the next round doing it and then next round not TKing, that would be problematic. But I doubt they would make a system that flawed. And I guess there would also be this argument that could be made, if I TK once, Like, let's say I TK a lot as an early game player. I get my number all the way up to a week, and then I don't TK for 3 months, and then I TK again, and it goes all the way up to a month. That would be a little absurd, but again, that would just be them having bad intricacies. Like, they would have to make bad parameters onto how the system works, which just expecting that off the bat, not really going to be something I'm going to do. So, that's all the ideas that I have on how you could fix this. I would be lying if I said that I think they have the option to leave it as is. I think it is becoming blatantly clear that something has to be done. A lot of these ideas work in tandem with each other and together would overhaul the mode. But some of these work perfectly fine by themselves. I think at least one of these ideas, or maybe not one of my ideas, maybe another idea proposed by someone else in the community who is just a little brighter than me, possibly could bring this mode back to the glory that a lot of people want to see it at, and maybe make it something as popular as Shootout is right now. Shootout is extremely popular. But what do I know? This has been Christopher Beast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to hear you guys' opinion down in the comments. Whatever ideas you think, which ones do you think are the best? Which ideas do you personally have as to how to fix this issue? And till I see you all next time.